Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, now I've just watched Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is continuing on the Star Wars reviews, which will gradually and continually be put up from time to time until the whole series is done. So, yeah, what I'll say is, a lot of people tend to think this is the best iteration of the prequels, which I kind of agree to that, kind of don't. If you watch the last review, I really don't mind the Phantom Menace. It's a mix-up between those two. Attack of the Clones and the Phantom Menace, they seem to get the most hate. Revenge of the Sith is kind of known for being a crawl out of that hole, kind of, right? But I really don't mind the Phantom Menace, and I don't like Attack of the Clones at all. So I don't know if I'd agree that Revenge of the Sith is the best. I'd have to think about that more, but it's definitely a lot better than Attack of the Clones, and it definitely takes a different tonal shift, like from the very opening credits and the opening credits are the same on all Star Wars, the crawl and all that, but from the minute the movie starts, it's a lot darker. Like it takes on a lot, darker of a tone, and well, the whole story does actually too. And the CGI is undeniably better. It undeniably is a big improvement from what came before it on the other prequels. And yeah, I like how they concluded the story. I like how they showed, how Anakin became Luke Skywalker. Of course, Ewan McGregor's performance as Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think, is really great, and in all the movies, but in Revenge of the Sith, probably actually the best, if you'd ask me. The lightsaber duels in that, top-notch, really top-notch. And again, they are in all the prequels, but especially in this one, really top-notch stunts there. And yeah, so when I try and think of negative things about it, it still is. All of the prequels are kind of a clusterfuck, as I've said before. Like they tend to be too long for what they should have been, and have just, well, not too long, but they're too jammed full of things that don't really need to be there. And I don't think this one might have eased that off the best, but I don't think it's innocent of that either. And like, there's a few scenes that I don't know, just take, again, like the tonal shift is different, as I said before, but there's just like two scenes in particular, generally just with people talking, but there's two scenes that just don't feel like Star Wars at all to me. Like I'd have to rewatch them and tell you the exact moments, but there's just like a good 2 or 3 moments in this movie that just don't really remind me of Star Wars that much. Like it looks like you're watching a different movie for the few moments while those scenes play out. And yeah, not a whole lot. I enjoy, like, overall I enjoyed the movie. It's one well, not regularly, but often, if I feel like watching a movie, this is one I might throw in. And yeah, it's a perfectly fine time. If you, I'm sure you've seen it. I don't think anybody hasn't seen it, but just in case you're new to Star Wars, I'd recommend giving it a shot. Of course, after you've watched the whole series, or while you're watching the whole series, but I think you'll have a good time watching Revenge of the Sith. Don't think it's a bad movie at all. So yeah, that's my review for Episode 3. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And, oh yes, for grading. Maybe I'd give Episode 3 a B+. I think a B+ would work for Episode 3. Yeah. Thank you.